Welcome back. It's been
Good,
it's been too long,
way too long.
longer
Good
than
day
I'd
to those that
care
are
to admit.
listening.
Good day to the two people that are listening actively.
Oh, that's okay. We've got a long list ahead of us, and we're going to steam right through it.
I guess we might as
So,
well just start off with last season,
the last
2017.
season, yes. So
Uh,
Lewis has done it again with another fourth,
the man's done it, and he's gonna do it
and
again this year. You know it.
or depending how everything goes, with all these new engines and suppliers and sponsors, drivers, new Halo, well, everything else that's coming up. So depending on the first ten races, I guess, we can't see a real possible uh, outcome of it. So
Fair
it all
enough. Fair
depends, I
enough.
guess.
We'll start off, I guess, with the last season. Uh, Hamilton Vettel battled all the way up to Singapore, where Vettel screwed it up for himself. Really,
Oh, that first turn. Oh,
what was he expecting? I don't know. Raikkonen, what a start from Raikkonen, but they pincered Verstappen and really screwed their own race up.
oh there was nothing really to. It's a situation just like the Barcelona in what was it 2016 where
Mercedes, yeah.
Mercedes, yeah. So you can't really help it but shake it off, really. Um, but it was a crazy corner and a crazy start. So
I mean, I thought it
just
was hilarious.
it's
That's just because I don't like Ferrari. I don't know what you felt like, but
oh, I skipped a beat when I thought it was the boy Daniel Ricciardo, but he escaped that narrowly, I guess. So it was all good, I guess, until the end.
yeah, Vettel fought off really well, really. Or he started off well by winning in Melbourne, and
Oh
Hamilton,
yeah,
Vettel, they just kept trading blows.
yeah,
It was a good season overall, I guess. Bottas won a few races. There were
yeah.
only four winners last year, race winners.
Yeah. Not really much to talk about when it's, I guess, the top three doing what they do best. Um, it's just hardly anyone's game now. It's you know who's going to win it once they're out in front in the middle of the race, unless something
Yeah.
dramatic goes along.
Well,
Um,
can we just talk about Lance Stroll for a second? I mean, I
in
must
any
admit, when he first started this year, I didn't really, because he crashed out in the first 3 4 races. He was out,
yeah, it's
but
kind
then
of
he gets a point in Canada at his home, and then he
his
ends up
own
on the
home
podium.
race. In Azerbaijan. Yeah, I was surprised in that actually. But you know how it was second he was going for it, but then that was
Yeah,
robbed.
Valtteri Bottas
I'd
got
say
the last.
the last like
Yeah,
half a second or 200th of a second. It was just crazy.
that was a good race. That was probably my favorite race of the season, easily.
Yeah.
Because there's so much
Most
carnage everywhere.
uh,
Safety cars, red flag, yellow flags.
it was the most interesting, I would say, at the least. Because even the Force Indias were up in top like six or something.
Oh yeah,
So,
Perez was challenging Vettel at one point
oh
too.
yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, it was anyone's race at that point when everything was going at once.
but that man ended up winning it, so I'm not complaining.
Oh yeah, it was the best. When I saw him go through that finish line, I was like, "Yep, good on him. He deserves
Good.
more like that as well." So
Nico Hulkenberg crashing out in that race as well. It had everything, dude. My favorite race of the season, especially if you compare it to 2016, where the race was boring.
yeah,
Boring would be an overstatement.
it's kind of an
Understatement, sorry.
interesting. Yeah, it's interesting when they put in a new track as well. Like you don't know what to expect. I guess everyone's holding off because it is a new track, but they should be getting used to it during the practice
Yeah,
sessions.
yeah.
But yeah, being as it's like the second year that it's been into the calendar now, it's like, well, it's a bit more interesting, but every driver wants it more and more each time.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm all for new races, but they some can be boring. Not every race is going to be Azerbaijan 2017, but
Or
I'm
even,
happy to see that they are adding the French GP back in 2018,
yeah.
and Hockenheim coming back as well.
Oh yeah, that's
So
right.
it's going to go back to 22 races.
Yeah, 2021, 22. We'll see.
I'll have a look right now.
But that's the
Uh,
thing with if you keep on keeping your calendar straightforward, it's not really much of a game changer. Everyone will know the exact corner and everything, how much throttle you need in each corner.
yeah.
But if you put a new track in there, it's going to throw all the drivers off, and it's like, oh, there's something new.
They've also changed up the calendar a bit for this year because normally, of course, we're starting with Australian Grand Prix, then we're going to Bahrain, China,
Hmm.
Azerbaijan, which is fourth. That's weird. Spain fifth, Monaco sixth, Canada, France, Austria, UK, Germany, Hungary, Belgium, Monza, Singapore, Sochi, my favorite, personal favorite, Japan, United States, Mexico, Brazil, and Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi closing things off as usual. I don't particularly like that, but yeah, we can't win them all.
It's yeah,
I wish Brazil was the last race of the season. A lot of people say that, but
it's yeah. Brazil is like a very classic race
yeah,
to finish on. And then once they added even more into it, it's kind of like imagine if you put Abu Dhabi in like the fifth race or something. It would be weird, but it would be a huge difference, I would say. But it depends on their like booking situation and everything during calendars. So it sort of makes sense to put it at the end, but it would be better to put it in the middle or somewhere. Like even Azerbaijan, somewhere there. Even that's fourth as well, so that's kind of weird. Um, but yeah, Canada's a bit up and down, but with the addition of France, that'll be really interesting. Um, but yeah, so yeah, once Lewis has finished his fourth championship now, onto the new season, new year. Um,
speaking of new additions, though, people are
yes,
split up on this. The old Halo.
yes. Once this was announced, everyone has been
Sounding off your
two-sided.
opinion.
They have been either yes or a no very strongly, actually. So,
See, here's my problem with it. Like, a lot of these people say, of course we care about driver safety. And that's what they start off their sentences with. But if you cared about driver safety so much, you wouldn't care what a car looks like.
exactly.
F1 is not made for you. F1 is made for the races. It's not made. I don't think the FIA cares about what people think the cars look like. I
Yeah,
personally think that the Halo is the greatest addition ever. Because I do care about driver safety. I don't want to see Ricciardo with his head split open.
exactly. And that's the funny thing as well. Even the head of the teams as well. Like everyone's saying, "Oh, we don't want him and everything," and it's looking stupid or anything like that. But then again, like we're gonna only see halos in really dramatic crashes and see if they actually take effect and
Yeah.
save a lot of drivers, maybe possibly. We haven't really seen much evidence of these halos saving one's driver's life. So it's only a matter of time before we say, oh, they're a really good thing. Let's keep them. So,
A lot of drivers are against this, but a lot of them are for it. Like Valtteri I saw a quote earlier today. Bottas was talking about the Halo during the winter testing, and he said that it's just a thin line in the middle of the vision. It's nothing like you get used to it. Which,
yeah.
yeah, and people that are against it, they're so like aggressive. It's like they care so much about it. It's like it's a bloody rod across the driver's head.
Yeah,
They're pretending as though the halo like covers the whole car.
yeah,
It,
like a visor or anything like that. Like I've seen they've been putting up what was it, head cams or visor cams and all
yeah,
that stuff, and I look at it and it's like when you're looking straight at it, like you're in the actual driver's seat.
yeah,
Um, it doesn't look that bad. Like you can pretty much see the whole track. You
yeah,
just got a like thin bar in of it. It's like when you have the radio stick right in front of it, like I see in
yeah,
the Formula One games, and you just look past it. You just like disregard it's there. That's
yeah.
what you pretty much need to do. So yeah.
And they don't seem to be having. Most of the drivers don't seem to be having a problem with it. Because
Most, yeah.
if I was an F1 driver, sure, if when the idea is first introduced, you'd be like, all right, we've gone this long without the halo. Why do we need it now? But if you look at the Jules Bianchi incident, it really makes you think. Like,
Yeah,
maybe it's not the worst idea in the world. It doesn't look that bad, and I don't know what people are talking about. But all the cars that have come out for winter testing, the cars look amazing with it on.
oh yeah. Like I'm surprised they haven't put anything else extra onto it as well, like all the other cars. Because you know all the fins and everything, the DRS and drag. It's just there's too much to pinpoint every little argument and like what looks good, what doesn't, what helps, what doesn't. So like I'm not sure if I've been seeing this correctly as well. Like on top of the Halo rim,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there's like a little tiny gap for aerodynamics. I'm not too sure, but even if that's allowed or not, but
I'm looking at pictures of it now. I don't see
y-
anything like that.
yeah, it might be just my vision or something, but you know, it's Halo's there for a reason. If it hypothetically in a good situation, if it did save Jules's life, like you know, you can't really tell unless you have it. So
Yeah. I think it's better to be safe than sorry, to be honest.
exactly,
Because there's no point, like, risking
yeah.
people's lives just for the sake of your visual opinion.
Mm. But you know, we only will see until it happens.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
so
guess
on
we're going to
to
transition to the liveries now.
the very good color schemes, actually, I guess.
Yeah.
um,
Which one do you think is best so far? And I'll give you 2 seconds to go on Google and have a bit of a look.
well, that's a tough one as well because some of them are pretty much the same. They just like put little tiny things in different spots,
Yeah.
or they just completely change their color scheme completely.
Yeah.
Hint McLaren or
Sauber.
Sauber.
Sauber going
Actually,
complete.
Sauber has changed their liveries quite often. Actually, like
Yeah.
a complete different scheme each year or something. Like they were like completely black or dark gray in like 2011, 12
Yeah.
or something, and then they changed it in 15, 16 to blue, completely blue,
Yeah.
and then now it's just red and white.
Red and white. And I think that looks really
It
good.
it looks really, yeah, it looks really like how do you put it? Like
Streamlined. It just looks neat.
it's yeah, neat. It's neat, nicely neat. I just like think once I've seen it and it needs a bit more red, I reckon. Like
Yeah.
not too much, but just a bit more. But it looks neat at the moment. So,
Uh,
but other than Sauber,
who else
I think
has a radically different color scheme? That's McLaren,
McLaren with the bright orange, I would say.
the moving eyesore. Personally, I don't like McLaren's livery for this year. I think last year was probably the best one they've had in a long time. But you know, who am I? I'm just a fan.
Well, that's the thing. Like with the new Halos as well, putting in, you got to think about what can you do as well. But it doesn't seem too much
Yeah.
that it's added. So
But Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, Toro Rosso, they all pretty
yeah,
much look the exact same as they did for the last
yeah.
4 or 5 years.
And they'll keep the same ones except and with was it Red Bull with their custom
Camo blue,
liveries,
the one that
camo.
actually looked like probably the best livery, easily.
But that's the thing; they always do that as well.
Yeah,
So
because last year they had the zebra camo.
zebra, yeah, it looked really good,
Yeah.
but they kept on doing the old Red Bull.
Even the Williams car looks the exact same.
Oh yeah, it's just
I wish that they'd change that a bit. I think the best looking car on the grid now has to be the Renault.
the Renault. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard some people say like it looks different from different angles. Like from
Yeah.
front on, it
Yeah, it
looks
does, yeah.
yellow,
And
and
from the
then
side it
from the
looks black.
side it's black, and that's a really good like a magician's sort of trick. Like, look, it's red yellow from the front, but it's black on the side. So
I
um,
can't wait to see that on the track.
it's
It
it's it's
looks
going to be
so
really
nice.
interesting. Yeah. But the thing is, like with going back to McLaren, the orange and blue, like it's not a bad combination.
Yeah.
It's just different, and that's what strikes me the most interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm all for it. I mean, changing up colors is always a good thing sometimes. So even when Force India changed to pink,
Yeah.
and like everyone was like, "Oh, look, pink car, will it run well?" But it's work. It doesn't really run faster, obviously, but
Just
it
because it
just
has go faster stripe doesn't mean it goes faster.
yeah, exactly. Like all the quotes, but yeah, it just strikes the fans as it being different. So,
Yeah.
and it's just good to change some things. So
I just wish Red Bull kept their blue camo because I think that was a very refreshing change from what they've had the last 2 3 years.
yeah, as everyone else as well as the fans saying like, "I'll
Yeah.
bring back the camo, bring back the camo." That's what they said about the zebra camo as well.
Yeah.
Saying, "Oh, it was so much better," blah blah blah. It's like, well, I mean, to be honest, I like both of them.
Yeah.
So, like, even when they changed the gloss to matte,
Yeah.
that was like a real big change as well. When they brightened the red as well, so it's
Yeah.
like looking real nice. So
Yeah. Compared to the Toro Rosso, I think. Yeah, because Toro Rosso has the shiny blue,
yeah,
and Red Bull's gone with
I,
matte.
I like to call the Red Bull the Toro Rosso the can blue. Like when you buy the
Red Bull can.
Red Bull cans, I was like, oh yeah, that's a Toro Rosso can. But yeah, like it's all like colors and all that stuff. So
Technically, it is a Red Bull can because I learnt this the other day. I think I told you about it. Toro Rosso in Italian means Red Bull.
yes,
That blew my mind.
learn something new every day. Yeah. Yes, we can move on to the drivers now that have, especially that came into Formula One coming out this year.
Yes. Sergei Sirotkin is replacing the old man, Mr. Massa.
Massa, yeah,
And Robert Kubica's testing. I get why Robert Kubica is not in the car for the races because he's still recovering from his injury, his hand. I don't because Williams released a video of him testing the car, and if you
okay,
looked at him turning the wheel, he was kind of struggling to turn it.
fair enough. Yeah,
Obviously, they'd prefer to have
it's
Robert because he's a title challenger.
well, that's that's the thing. You could always swap him out when he gets better, like halfway through the season. You never know. So depending on how Sergey goes as well. So it all comes down to how much Williams goes throughout the season. So you always have a backup. So that's him there, but depending how long his injury maybe will go for. So
Yeah. And who's the other guy coming in?
We
Pierre
got
Gasly. Oh, Pierre Gasly and Brendan Hartley.
and Brendan Hartley. Yeah,
They've
but
finished off last year with not a
yeah.
bad run.
Well, at least they get used to sort of to the 2017 cars.
Yeah.
Like a bit of a taste and like, oh, you done well. Put another guy in for Brendan to challenge as well. And Toro Rosso's been always in the mid teams, doing okay, I guess.
They could be doing better. Sebastian
Yeah,
Vettel made the most of his time there.
yeah, yeah. But that's the thing. Like, you know, you never know with Toro Rosso. They always go with what have they got now?
They got
Um,
Pierre Gasly and Brendan Hartley. But you
yeah,
mean the engine they have?
but
They've
the
got a Honda.
engine,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a
Honda
Honda.
didn't do
So
well for McLaren last year, so I'm hoping it doesn't ripple down to McLaren. Oh, Toro Rosso this year.
yeah, that's the only thing I'm thinking about with these two. I think finally young, talented as well. Um, so yeah, it all comes down to the engine and see how well they do. I guess in the first five or 10 races, I say. So yeah,
Oh, I can't wait for this though. I can't wait for McLaren to get back on with something that's not a Honda power unit. Because last year was absolute disaster for them.
yeah, especially when Alonso's car died out on him in 2 races. I think was it Barcelona during the formation lap.
No, that was Russia.
Russia, yeah,
And there's another
but
one somewhere. I can't remember
yeah,
off the top of my head.
it was very close to that race though, and it's just really heartbreaking to see him do something. Well, that car to break down on him as well.
Yeah. Oh well, I mean, I can't help but laugh because they expected. Cause I think Honda came in 2015. They expected, since they're both such reliable names, and they thought, because Honda served McLaren well in the past, so they thought that it's going to be a breeze again. We're going to be winning championships again. Couldn't be further from the truth.
Yeah, it's especially when you have a well-rounded, well, actually a good background of McLaren as well, being championship winners now dropping down to the midfield. It's yeah, I don't know what else you can say about them.
I wouldn't even put them in the midfield, man, because they came ninth in the constructors
True enough,
last
yeah.
year.
So yeah, they're
you
dropping
got
out really fast.
Fernando Alonso is a world-class driver. He came 15th. Kevin Magnussen, Grosjean, Stroll finished in front of him.
Yeah,
So I just hope that Renault, they're with Renault now, the power unit. I hope that they do a lot better this time, because I would like to see
yeah.
McLaren on top again.
Be interesting this year though. So everyone's getting new, more power units, better ones, or going back to old ones that were reliable in the past. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. How do you rate Haas's championships chances this year? You reckon they're going to step it up?
Hopefully, I mean, yeah, it all comes down to what they do and what improvements are they going to make as well. It's just really hard to say at this point, since they're doing like finishing the testing and especially in Barcelona when it's snowing as well. So
yeah.
when the test 3 got cancelled, then it's just like, oh well, what can we do? Like, but yeah, they're pretty much. Well, this season overall, looking back forward to it, I guess.
Yeah.
It's all going to come down to these first races. So hopefully it all goes well.
It should do. I mean, if you base their results last year, they came 13th and 14th in the drivers, and they came 8th in constructors. which is better than McLaren, but you know, Toro Rosso got in front of them. They
Yeah.
could do better. I hope they step it up because I would like to see Grosjean's name up there.
Oh yeah. Especially when was it? Australia. He done really well, like in a qualifying. But that's like really
Yeah,
like the first. Sometimes the first race isn't always going to be what it is later on.
yeah.
But you know, the first race you get some surprises. Like Grosjean was like what, top 10 or 6?
Grosjean was. I will tell you right now. Grosjean did so well he DNF'd. But
But
he
was it?
started off 8th.
Yeah, 8th.
No, not 8th.
No,
Sorry,
6th.
sorry.
Yeah,
6th, yeah.
he started 6th. I mean, what more could you want from a man like Romain Grosjean? Like,
For him to complain less about his brakes, I'd love that. I don't know if you remember in USA last year, he was just going on and on and on about the brakes, and the engineer actually told him to shut up on radio on live TV. And then Grosjean said something like, "You're not putting your life at risk here," which is true, but he does complain a lot.
yeah, it's yeah. It, so yeah, pushing to the limits, I guess. And once you don't get the results you want, it's going to push everyone else to the limit.
New partnership with Sauber, with Alfa Romeo. I think they were
Alfa
with
Romeo,
BMW
yeah.
before.
Yeah, it's going to be
Still got
really
Ferrari power units.
interesting with Sauber. They didn't really do much last year.
Pascal
Except-
Wehrlein's getting dropped. That sucks. It really does.
Yeah, he hard to say about him because he did really made of a dent, but not much of an impact.
I think he's a skilled driver. It's just bad luck. I
Yeah,
think Ericsson has had his time in F1. I think Pascal should have been. I think Ericsson should have been the one replaced instead of Pascal. But
yeah,
I'm not the boss.
yeah. It's kind of sad that he racked up 5 points,
Yeah.
and Marcus Ericsson 0, with both in the same team. So why isn't Pascal moved up? I mean,
I'm not sure if they
I mean,
wanted to go with experience rather than
yeah,
youth.
experience over, yeah. I mean,
A strange call either way.
like Marcus Ericsson, he has been in there since God knows when. And then Pascal turns up
2016.
as a
I think
yeah,
2016. And yeah, I think he deserves a go, but you know, it's
yeah,
not up to us.
exactly. Like,
And I mean, I like Ericsson, but you know, I wish he'd win a bit more. Not win, at least work harder, get more
Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
And Charles Leclerc coming in to replace Verline. We'll see how he does. Obviously, I'm hoping he
Yeah.
does well. I'll never wish like ill upon any driver unless his name's Sebastian.
Always with that salt.
Dude, I'm not gonna forgive him for what he did to Marco. Never, never.
True enough, but hopefully Williams will
Yeah, let's talk about
Regain-
the mid-gears
regain-
cars.
hopefully they will regain some.
Williams has a clear lack of experience with Massa going now. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's gonna be really.
I do like Williams. I like Lance Stroll. He, you know, even though I think he's only brought in because of his money, but he proved himself by getting a podium with other
Yeah.
experienced drivers like Perez, Hulkenberg, Sainz, Verstappen. Verstappen was taken out, but still,
Yeah,
he's the one that got the podium.
like
at a
given the
very young
chance, he will come back eventually. But yeah, it's hard to say when you just put in for that for that first year and see what you got, because all eyes are on you,
Yeah,
all that pressure as well. So
shaky start, but he recovered well as the season progressed.
yeah,
Can't say the same for Force India. Their teammates in Force India aren't exactly the best of mates, are they?
not after
Belgium.
Belgium. Oh my god, they always there. It was they were doing so great.
They were
They were
doing so well.
climbing up like it was sixth and seventh and seventh and sixth and oh man, they climbed up to like fifth, I think, fourth,
Yeah.
whatever. And then one of them just got really, really cocky, I think, and then they just fed off each other's ego to,
Competitiveness.
yeah, well, yeah, competitiveness to take over each other, and it's just that just once that happened, they just fell down. It's really sad to see as well.
Yeah, because they are one of the better teams. I'd put them straight onto Red Bull.
Oh yeah,
So
mate,
they have
over
potential to win
Williams,
races.
yeah,
Because the
especially
downforce of that
when
car is just insane.
especially when Perez did win third, I think, in 2016 Monaco. I'm not
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
sure. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So like Perez and Ocon, they have the potential to do more with the car within their power to do so. Like
Yeah. What power unit do they have? Let's see. Mercedes.
Mercedes,
Mercedes, yeah.
yeah.
That should treat them well. But let's move on to the big boys. The big boys of F1.
Big.
Red Bull's still going with Renault. I think they had Renault last year as well.
I
Power unit.
think so.
But new
I
sponsors
thought it
this
was.
time.
Yeah, I thought it was a hybrid
All
last
cars
year.
hybrid.
Oh yeah. I guess if they're going for a more powerful one, or
Yeah.
I don't know, once they got the new sponsor of Aston Martin,
Yeah.
see what happens. I mean,
And they're good teammates there as well. So
exactly like
with only
I
really one hairy incident in Hungary last year.
yeah, it's I mean they push over like they push each other to the limit, and they do sometimes tip over. I would say, but they do go past it and say like, look, it was my fault, my hand up and all that stuff. So,
Yeah.
I mean, good on them to not be on each other's bad side all the time. It's like because I do watch their like off track as well, so I do follow them, and they're all good mates. Daniel Ricciardo is always
Taking the
smiling as well.
piss.
So,
In
um,
2015, Max Verstappen first got hair on pube. That was hilarious.
uh,
That was beyond hilarious. Max Verstappen just finished school.
that's
The
yeah.
banter between those guys is amazing. They're the best teammates out of in the whole
Oh
grid.
yeah. It's amazing what they do off track. It's just always a laugh. That's what you never. That's what you never see with like. I don't see it with any other team, but especially with Ricardo, you're gonna have a
Yeah.
great time. So, but yeah, with the new engines and sponsors, see how they're gonna do. In terms of everything else, they've got the aerodynamics for they were good with that, but it's just determining on the engines, and especially with Max Verstappen's engine failing out like 3 races throughout the whole season or something, or
Yeah.
in a row, or that was really bad luck on that. But see with if they can fix that and actually power through battling the Ferrari and or Mercedes.
Yeah. And what about Ricardo's contract ending this year?
That's another very interesting idea, well not idea, but fact that he's been in there for quite a while, 4 years, I think. So it's going to be really interesting to where he's either staying or going, or
I would like to
because
see him move up to Ferrari or Mercedes.
Yeah, there's always a catch when he's going either stay, go, or so if he hypothetically his contract ends, he doesn't want to be in Red Bull anymore because of the progress or this year's result. So
Yeah.
hypothetically, if he does go to Ferrari, the options for Ferrari, I'm not sure if Kimi Raikkonen or something like that retires, or I don't see Vettel going anywhere as well.
Yeah.
But there will be always that Daniel Ricciardo and Vettel spark between
Yeah.
them.
And also, I remember reading an article midway through last year, and he said something about joining Ferrari, but he wouldn't do it if he had to play second fiddle to Sebastian Vettel, which I think
Exactly.
is absolutely right. Why
Like,
should he? He wants to win his own championship. He doesn't want to win some other selfish prick win another championship.
exactly. Well, but then, see what Daniel Ricciardo thinks. I mean, if he, it depends on also Mercedes as well. I don't think it's a bit questionable with Bottas at the moment. Like he says he's gonna do much more better competing
Against
against Lewis
Hamilton.
Hamilton. But last year I didn't really see it because it was just like he's got the car to do so. Just I don't think he was really pushing it that much
He
within
came
the
he came third in the championship last year.
yeah. But I didn't see him like really challenging Lewis to
Yeah.
push him to the limit. That's where I can see Daniel Ricciardo because even in last year as well, Daniel Ricciardo pushed Lewis on Monaco like every single year.
Yeah.
He was on his tail, and it's just a shame that Daniel's hadn't got a championship at the moment for himself. So it's just going to be interesting at the end of the year.
Oh man, can you imagine Lewis Hamilton and Daniel Ricciardo in the same team?
That will
Oh,
be monstrosity. That will be absolutely insane. There's too many words to describe that. I mean, I'm not a huge Merc fan, obviously.
I know.
Um, it's just I would only just support Daniel Ricciardo just to see him in Mercedes, like nothing else. Just it would be really, really amazing to see what he can do in a Mercedes, let alone what he's doing right now in a Red Bull.
Yeah.
So that will be interesting if that ever somehow happens.
I think if Ricciardo gets given the keys for Mercedes, he will win every single championship until he retires.
Well, that's a thing. Like, how much seconds would he lead over Lewis Hamilton? But yeah, it all comes down to Ricardo's decision as well. So
He showed that even when he was in Red Bull with Sebastian Vettel, that Ricciardo is clearly a faster, more superior driver.
yeah,
He's quicker than Vettel ever was, and it's just I feel like
that
he'd be a very strong asset to any team he joins.
yeah. But then again, as well, Max Verstappen is quite talented, very quick.
Yeah,
He's
but
got
he's Dutch.
he's very yeah.
No, I kid. I
But
kid.
um, he, I don't know if he go like hypothetically, Daniel Ricciardo moves on to another team or exits the Formula One championship. Overall, Max might be moved up to first position, but then he will take that second position as well. So,
Yeah,
or even if Max stays the second driver, which I doubt he would want to really do, but like say hypothetically, Alonso, surprise, goes to Red Bull or something
oh,
like
that's an interesting move.
like just out of an experienced driver moving up to Red Bull or something like that. Just a hypothetical situation.
Yeah,
Like there's a spot open, someone else might take it. So, but there's like so many theories that could happen in the background. So
yeah. So this season, do you think Lewis has it in it to win his fifth world championship?
no doubt, if it's it all comes down to who's challenging him, and he's always been challenged by either Ferrari and Red Bull. But if he's done it once, he can do it again. It all comes down to how well they're running. So they've always been coming out top. He can do the fifth, depending on this year as well.
Yeah.
Because everyone's got different engines, especially when Red Bull has been nearly claiming to make an improvement.
Yeah.
But we'll see that. Especially Ferrari as well. I mean, talking about Ferrari, Vettel's been in there. He joined 2 years ago. Yeah, 15. So he's got the experience of what the Ferrari's like, obviously. And Kimi's been there for ages. And it depends what they both do. They're going to stay strong, try to battle Mercedes, but I don't see any real closing the gap of the Mercedes pulling off.
Yeah, because if you look at the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes finished quite far ahead in front of Ferrari. Mercedes had 668 points, and Ferrari had 522. So that's a big gap.
Yeah, it's quite disappointing, I would say. Like, it's a huge difference on what Mercedes.
Yeah, they just mostly Raikkonen's fault as well, because Sebastian did his job. He got 300 points. Raikkonen only ended up getting 205, which is 100 less than his Finnish counterpart in Mercedes.
Yeah,
who finished with 305. So Raikkonen only just got ahead of Daniel Ricciardo.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 points. That's all that separated them at the end of the season.
Exactly. So yeah, it depends what Ferrari team is going to do at the end of the year or at the start of the year. So
yeah, because if you remember the race in Singapore should have been Ferrari's race, but they cocked that up.
Oh yeah, they just
the track layout of Singapore, that should have been their race, but
oh yeah, definitely. Like Ferrari and Red Bull's race as well. Like that should have been theirs, but Mercedes had the luck, I would say. And Daniel Ricciardo narrowly escaped. So
continue. Go on.
It just comes down to all that situation. That first corner, it just blew out.
I've been meaning to ask you this forever. What's your favorite track, or what are your favorite tracks? The ones that you enjoy watching or playing in games.
That's the thing. I would say, I'll give you like a top 5 because like they're all good races, and like it has its perks and pros and cons. So going through the calendar in no order that I picked my favorite. So I'd say Australia. Monaco is a good one. Canada is a great one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about France because I haven't seen it. Like, I've seen it in a previous game. I haven't really seen it on live. So I could put France on there, just a curiosity. The Belgian Grand Prix, that's pretty good. Singapore is pretty good.
I hate Singapore, but each their own.
I like Singapore because it's like Monaco, but like in Asia. So
yeah,
it's pretty cool.
That's probably why I don't like it.
Suzuka's okay. Like it's not.
I used to hate Suzuka, but now I really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a classic. It's like a good classic one.
Yeah.
I'd say that's all my favorites. I would say.
Well, there's no you know exactly which ones are my favorite. Easily number 1 is Russia. Number 2, Bahrain. Yeah. Bahrain is amazing. I love Monza. What else do I like? I like Silverstone. Silverstone's really good.
Yeah, it's alright.
What else? Brazil's good.
Yeah, Brazil's straightforward. Yeah.
Azerbaijan's okay. It can get a bit boring, but it's
Y-
okay.
it's got its pros and cons. Like the massive straight on Azerbaijan, it's
Yeah.
like it's so good.
Alright, we should probably wrap things up, but I need to know your predictions for both driver and constructors for 2018. Give me a top five from each.
Okay, so I'll go with the constructors first because that's
Alright.
obviously the team's constructors. Well, let's see. We got
Give me first place, second place. Or start with fifth, fourth,
fifth.
third,
Yeah.
second, first. Yeah.
We get teams. So obviously fifth. I'll give. That's a hard choice because it all depends on how well these engines are going to be.
Yeah.
It's. I'm going to go strong, solid fifth with Williams.
Okay. Interesting.
It's. I'm just gonna just put it out there. Williams fifth. I don't know why. It's just they could pull out a really strong start, and that might just put them there. So
Keep in mind the inexperience in that team.
yeah.
It's your
I
loss,
mean,
not mine.
it's yeah. Um, for fourth, that's going to be really hard as well. Oh, actually, sorry. Can I? I'll just swap fifth.
Okay.
But it's really hard because you got. I'm debating between Renault or Toro Rosso for fifth because they're both. I don't know. They're both really good. They've made an impact, but not too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put Renault fifth, then Williams fourth,
Okay.
and
The three
then
big boys.
maybe yeah, and I'm gonna obviously say Red Bull third, Ferrari second, Mercedes first.
That
It's
makes
gonna
me
be
very happy to hear that you put Mercedes first.
well.
But I know you're
This is
being
the
honest.
constructions though,
Yeah.
so it's gonna probably happen. Um, it's and the top five drivers though, that's gonna be harder as well.
Yeah.
Um, oof, that's gonna be well. It's gonna be really hard. Like I'll put five would be. I think realistically, Daniel's going to be fifth.
Okay.
I would like him to be first, obviously, but realistically, fifth or fourth is like an even with Kimi. But it depends how he does as well. So I'll actually put Kimi fifth, Daniel Ricciardo fourth. I reckon Valtteri Bottas third, second Sebastian, and Lewis obviously first.
Oh, so you're predicting Hamilton to win
Yeah,
the championship?
it might be obviously the obvious answer there, but you never know. It depends how the whole year runs out, and the season hasn't just started yet, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be an interesting one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I tend to agree with you there. But my constructors' top five would be McLaren fifth, Force India fourth, Ferrari third, Red Bull second, and Mercedes first. Because I think this year the Red Bull team just seemed to have more positivity than Ferrari. I'm just saying this because I don't like Ferrari, but I can't deny Ferrari's impact. As for the drivers, I'd go Raikkonen fifth, Bottas fourth, Ricciardo third, Vettel second, and Hamilton first.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it's
obviously I want my ideal top three would be Ricciardo, Bottas, and I don't know Alonso, but
yeah.
that's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's
well,
the thing.
one day.
One day, yeah. But yeah, like it's just a questionable prediction, but you know, we'll see. You know,
We'll see. March 25th, it all gets underway. Hopefully,
exactly.
Ricciardo's car actually works this time in Australia.
Oh yeah, that's right. Ah, that was a real big heartache for that. Oh man, hopefully it kicks off well and stays strong throughout the whole race.
Yeah. Oh well. All right. Thanks for your time, Aaron. We'll catch up
That's alright.
after Melbourne weekend.
Exactly. We'll talk about it all until then.
Catch ya.
See ya.